Yeah, I'm typically somewhat of a low spin player. So the X for me has a little bit more spin than the regular Pro V. And so it gets me a little bit more height with the irons, which is nice, especially out here. Usually we play somewhat firm conditions. So that's why I kind of like the X. Back in the day, I used to play the Pro V, but I would say the last like 10 years I've been playing the Pro V1X, and yeah, I've really been liking it. I mean, I would say it's maybe a little bit the head, also a little bit obviously in the off season I worked on the right things. I feel like a little bit, changed a little bit the dynamics of my swing, and yeah, I feel like going for it more, trying to hit the driver a little harder, and since it's very forgiving, I didn't feel like, you know, I'm hitting it more sideways since I'm trying to hit it harder, so it's been a great combination. I think for us, last year I played on the Korn Ferry Tour. I think it came out, in Wichita, and I put it in, I literally hit like 5 drives on the range and I put it right in the bag. I really like the feel of, I feel like compared to previous models, it feels a little bit softer to me, which I like. It's a really good feedback. I like the feeling of it. It's really been performing great. I've made a few swing changes, and I went to TPI this off season, and they have a new facility there, so it was awesome. I did a fitting there, found a new shaft because I played like a shaft that I had since college, so put a new shaft in, and yeah, I feel like I've gained some good ball speed. I feel like I hit it, yeah, compared to last year, probably 5 miles faster than last season. Obviously, that's like a combination of, you know, working on the right things at home, but also having the right equipment. And yeah, I really like how it's been performing for me. I feel like I've been gaining strokes off the tee basically almost every tournament. So that's out here. That's, you know, it's a huge plus. I mean, if you think about it, I think the greatest testament is always that you see a lot of players that are not under contract with Titleist playing Titleist drivers now. I think that's obviously, you know, one of the greatest compliments that you can get as a manufacturer is if people that don't have contracts come and want to play the driver, you know. So, and I've been seeing that a lot across the range. A lot of people that, you know, don't have any contract obligations and they decide to play a Titleist driver. So I always be like, okay, that's a great sign, you know. So I really like how it's been transitioned. I feel like back in the day, the Titleist driver, not that many people played it or felt comfortable, and now you see more and more people play the Titleist driver, which is obviously a great compliment of what you guys have been developing behind the scenes. Yeah, I'm playing 4 Vokey wedges. I have a 60-degree. It's kind of like I think it's considered like a low bounce K. So it kind of has a little bit of leading edge forgiveness, but also a wide sole. So you know, it doesn't dig, but it also kind of bounces a little bit off the ground. So you know, you don't really have the little chunkers, which is nice to have. You know, don't want to have that. Then I have a 56 with 12 degrees of bounce, which. So this is technically a little bit lower bounce, and then the 56 is kind of higher bounce, which is nice. When I feel like it's kind of soft around the greens, I can kind of go to my 56 and I know I have more relief, which is awesome because the bounce will kind of help me to not have it digging into the ground. So I kind of have one lower bounce and then the 56 a little higher bounce, so that gives me a little bit of both options, kind of depending on what the certain shot requires. Then I have a 50-degree and a 46 as my pitching wedge. I kind of have 12-degree bounce and 10-degree in the wedge. I think that's kind of like a standard grind. I really think that I'm a good wedge player. I think the wedges help me a lot. It's just very consistent. I get a lot of spin, but I can also, if I hit 3/4 shots, it's very easy for me to take a little bit of spin off and kind of access the pins that are kind of a little bit further in the back of the greens. I think there's so many options now that I, you know, can recommend everyone kind of getting a fitting and finding what's best for your game, and there's basically every option available.